Welcome to Illustrator Diaries. This is episode 2. I'm your host, Eli Maxon, and today it's going to be a little different from the first episode. I'm really going to be going over, I guess you would say, a topic that crossed my mind, and that is mediocre consistency versus hidden excellence. It was something that I was thinking about on my commute to work the other day, and it's something that I want to share with the creatives. As believers, I think that, we can kind of get in the way, and I'm more so speaking to myself and people who may lean to the way in which I kind of think about things creatively. Like, I feel like we have more of a leash on what it is that we happen to put out because we want to honor God. We want to make sure that what we're doing isn't compromising our faith. And that could be very difficult because we may have this crazy, amazing idea, but you're like, does this happen to edify and, support the body of Christ and versus my own ambition, even though I know I could put it out there? That's the difficulty that we're going to speak on today, and really just being consistent and being excellent while doing so and not falling for the mediocre, easy to go to, I guess you would say, content that is heavily prevalent in today's social media sphere. So that being said, let's step into what mediocre and excellent mean. Mediocre is something that is easy to do. You're not going above and beyond. You're just getting the job done and you're putting it out there. Whereas excellence is something that's very much calculated, something that's very much unique. And it's not easily replicable because you have to really shed light on those individual unique quirks that you happen to have and apply it to the craft. Yeah, I know that was a lot. And let's slow down for a second and sit on that. All right, now I want to give a couple examples on what I mean in regards to mediocre consistency versus excellent, concealed excellence. If you have an amazing talent and you're not putting it out there, you're the person who is concealing that excellence because of fear of ridicule, because of fear of judgment, because of fear that you're not going to be successful within the space. And I really want to speak to that because, excuse me, the prize shouldn't be, breaking the algorithm. The prize shouldn't be becoming famous. The prize shouldn't be, oh, I got to make 6 figures or this thing isn't successful at all. Like, allow that gift to flow. Allow that thing to flourish. And you got to find a rhythm that you can be disciplined in. If it's something where it needs to be once a week, so be it. At least you got 52 weeks in a year to where you can get this thing rolling and get it out there. There's just too much inconsistency when it comes to the excellence that I happen to witness within the space. And I'm just speaking from my own personal experience. If there are people that are excellent and, crushing it within the Christian space that aren't mediocre, and I'm speaking towards the arts, then, I stand corrected, right? But more oftentimes than not, there's a huge sum of mediocre consistency over excellent consistency. So to give an example of mediocre consistency, it's something that is working for a lot of people and you happen to fall into the rhythm of what's working for a lot of people. Like, I kind of think of, and this isn't a bash, but it is what it is. I kind of think of like the, postmodern, simplistic, typeface templates that you see on, megachurch or just modern church big screens, like the whole setup, it's easily replicable and, fashionable for, a lot of people who happen to go to church nowadays. And like I said, this isn't a bash, it's just an example. Another thing that I could think about is, like, if there's a sound that's trending within the music space, will likely be more akin to go towards that direction as a creative, seeing that it'll bring quicker success versus hey, like, I happen to, love this unique genre of music that may not be marketable. Well, let me say this: palatable for today's market, but it's niche to the point to where people who like it, they're going to gravitate towards it genuinely, or even topic matter. I think topic matter is something I actually should have used as the example, because your music, despite it being commercial or underground, the quality of the music still needs to be good, as that should be a standard. Quality is quality, regardless of it being mainstream or not. Um, but lyrically, it may be you speaking to what it means to be a parent versus, I just hit a lick. Like, I mean, we just being real. And as believers, we shouldn't even be talking about, the latter, right? But only if you're speaking about it from a testimonial perspective and it points back to God and you seeing, oh, wait, I should have never done this. But yeah. Um, I didn't even really speak on the piece that is playing in the background, right? So the piece is a reference, three reference shots from three Instagram sneaker, I guess you would say, pages, right? Not like just solely sneaker pages. These people happen to dress and do photography and fashion. I just came across them randomly on my Explore page while I was looking up different outfits for the Jordan 1 Low OG Chicago, the 2025 pair with the big swoosh, which is a pair that I actually own. It's the number one most worn pair in my collection currently. And, it's a very, very, very versatile shoe. I mean, it's arguably the most iconic Jordan 1 colorway, most iconic Jordan colorway of all time. And just having it in a low top, very retro-esque shape with the swoosh and, the modified shaping that they put on it compared to the first time that they were made with this type of, I guess you would say, the first time that they were made with the big swoosh, which was back in 2015, which I was in high school at the time. It's an amazing pickup. And it's a very affordable pickup, $140 compared to a lot of what other Jordans are costing right now. It was a no-brainer for me to pick it up. And I actually happened to sell my 2016 black toe ones to cover the difference on these. So I really didn't pay out of pocket for them. The older I've gotten, the more I've realized, like, there's so many shoes that I've had or have where it's like, man, like, do I really need this anymore? Especially now with being like a dad and like being married and everything, like your space, like in moving, moving will like show you like, like I really don't need this anymore. Like, am I even wearing this thing? But yeah, that's a little bit about it, about the reference, the tools, like I said in my last episode. And this is probably gonna be the last time I say it, so it isn't something repetitive that I'm having to bring up all the time. I'm just gonna bring up the tools that I use. Because this may be your first video you're watching, is a Steadler point 3 and 2 Artist Loft alcohol-based markers, the N2 and the N3, that happen to shade really well. And I just think the visual consistency and sharpness that they all bring combined is, amazing. I love how the quality of it looks, so I'm pretty sure you'll like it. And if you don't, I don't know what to say. I mean, I guess you just don't. It is what it is. But my assignment, we're going to wrap it up here. My assignment for you all this week is somewhat of a question slash direction. A question that should get you rolling, or get you thinking to how you can better improve on being consistent with your excellence. Okay, this is how we'll do it. So, excellence requires self-inventory. It requires authenticity, introspection, like things you genuinely have an interest in. It may not be commercial. And if it becomes commercial, at least you know you're doing it out of a genuine love versus doing it for the numbers. Because we want to kind of nurture, the spirit of doing things out of glorifying and honoring God rather than finding glory in the approval of others in this world. And ultimately, it'll be for their benefit because God knows their benefit better than you and I. And if we just allow him to use us, there's no telling who it may touch and how it may reach them and light a fire for them to carry that baton and keep going. So yeah, just think about that. Think about what it is that you genuinely can share, and start to experiment and see, okay, can I do one video a week? Can I make one picture a week? And once you're in that rhythm, I want you to share one thing you've learned from that and just put it in the comments or reach out to me. I don't know. But yeah, I'm your host, Eli Maxon. I hope this video was a benefit unto you. If you like this form of topic matter versus me directly talking about a picture, let me know. If not, I hope you have a blessed one. I'm out.